For decades now, she has been one of the voices and the faces of broadcasting here in the country, paving the way for many of the household names that you've come to love and trust to bring you news. Laurentia Smith speaking with the veteran journalist Dr. Debbie Bartlett about women in media as Eyewitness News continues to celebrate women around the country. Take a look.
When one thinks of powerhouse female broadcasters here in the country, a few names come to mind. Agnes Ferguson, Michelle Malcolm, Shanique Miller, Oprah Roach, and our very own Janaea Noel. And then there's Dr. Debbie Bartlett. The pioneer has opened up many doors for many women journalists here in the country. She explains to me what it means to be a woman in broadcast, which she says cannot be defined if we don't acknowledge those who came before us.
A woman in broadcasting is to assure the future. And we have a lot of the past and the present that purpose defines where you should be in life. To be a woman in broadcasting, for me, I don't really think about being a woman. I think about my purpose. My purpose is to serve the world. And once you know what your purpose is, your purpose with skill breaks through the barriers.
Bartlett told me that she became a journalist unexpectedly.
But when we went to school in Augustana College in Rock Island, Illinois, in our local context, you had to be successful, you needed to be a doctor or a lawyer. As my brother became a doctor, I said, boy, I can't be no doctor. I better try to be a lawyer. And one day, I was in speech class, and the professor said, you were not born to be a lawyer, you were born to be in media. And she said, let me try you out. And I became Debbie B, the queen of the DJs.
Despite being asked to stay in the U.S., Bartlett ultimately decided to come home.
To stay there for 2 years and go into CBS in Chicago. They sent their top person from CBS. And I said, you know, Lord, I say, I want to go home. It's going to be harder. But I want to go home because success isn't limited by your national boundaries. Success is when you dream and you work hard enough. You just wake up and you go through your challenges.
Bartlett became one of the voices and faces of the National Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, starting out as a copywriter. Now, she did note there were trials, which included her being underpaid.
So Lil came and said, would you like to host a show called Woman? And so I did a show called Woman. I did a show after that called Reaction. For every cause, there's an effect. For every action, a reaction. Yes. So both of them became great successes. And so I was a high revenue generator in my shows for the Broadcasting Corporation. And so what it was one of the most astounding things for me yesterday, in those days, and today, is that performance seemed not to matter.
The veteran journalist says that the landscape of media here in the country is in good hands.
You know what's going to make us stronger? When we find a way to work together and we can see and experience the impact that we make. And then when people understand, because you know what it's going to do? It's going to heighten the understanding of those who don't seem to understand that when we come up to the table, value is here. We make a difference.
Bartlett, who has decades in the news business, says if she can sum up her career, she would sum it up as life-changing. Laurentia Smith, Eyewitness News.